I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, please let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're getting educated about the show, then you can click on that merchandise tab. That's going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are all still available in our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or so much more. You can outfit your entire person or your entire home with Renegades of Puck merchandise. Still plenty of deals on our merch site, so check it out. We've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this hockey operation, so please listen up. Here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Threads. You can find us on X, Facebook. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. Please give us a like, give us a follow on any or all of those different social media platforms. It doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't take you but a second, and it goes a long way to helping out the Renegades of Puck YouTube. Thank you so much to all our brand new subscribers. We can always use brand new subscribers, so please check us out on YouTube. Just search Renegades of Puck and then subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notification buttons. You'll get full episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, and you'll get full video recaps, breakdowns, analysis, all those different things on all of our different playlists on our YouTube channel. So again, thank you so much for your support on our video format, increasing our ability to do more work in that area very soon with our brand new technology, our brand new computer that's coming in. We'll tell you more about that later on. Also, you can check out the audio podcast thanks to the Full Press Predators podcast, Full Press NHL coverage on numerous platforms. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and so many more. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred podcast platform today. Venmo is how you can support the show financially, and we sure do appreciate each and every one of you generous renegades out there that has supported the show. We did have to buy a brand new computer, and it's about to be here in the studio, and we'll get it all transitioned and up and running soon. But thanks to generous renegades just like you, we've been able to accomplish such upgrades here, and when we did have an emergency, you were there to help us out. So again, thank you so much. Scan the QR code if you'd like to make a donation, or just search Renegades of Puck in Venmo today to find the Renegades of Puck. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 826. That's right. Time for show number 826. And at this moment in hockey history, take a look around the set. First of all, the bunker all set for the holiday season, all set for December, all set for the Christmas run. And the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division. 20 games played already this season. One quarter of the way through the schedule for the 2023-2024 season. The Nashville Predators find themselves at 10-10 after 20 games. They have 20 points. They're 8 points behind the first place Colorado Avalanche on home ice, where the Predators' next game will take place. They have a record of 7-4. They've scored 67 goals in the season. They've given up 64 against. Now, I mentioned 8 points behind the first place Colorado Avalanche. So let's talk about the Central Division, update you on all things in the standings there before we move on to the matchup between the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who will be coming to Bridgestone Arena next. Colorado Avalanche currently in first place after 20 games. 14-6 is their record. They have 28 points overall. The Dallas Stars have skated in one fewer game at 19. They have a record of 12-5-2. They have 26 points, 2 points behind Colorado. The Winnipeg Jets also find themselves at 26 points after 20 games skated. St. Louis Blues have skated in 20 games. They have 23 points and are in 4th place currently. The Nashville Predators are in 5th place after 20 games, an even record of 10-10. The Arizona Coyotes find themselves with 20 points as well, but they have a record of 9-9-2. Minnesota Wild are in 7th place with a record of 5-10-4 for 14 points. Chicago Blackhawks are at 6-13-0 for 12 points, and there are a myriad of things going on around the Chicago Blackhawks. We could do an entire episode, but that's not the beat we focus on. We focus on the Nashville Predators, and their next game will be the first of 2 regular season meetings against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Not until April the 15th, the final game of the regular season, will the Nashville Predators make their one and only stop in Pittsburgh this regular season. Now, once the Preds wrap up this one game against the Pittsburgh Penguins at Bridgestone Arena, Thursday they'll welcome in the Minnesota Wild. Saturday, welcome in the New York Rangers. Then Sunday, be off to Buffalo to face off against the Sabres. On the 5th of December, they'll be in Chicago to take on the Blackhawks. On the 7th of December, back home versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Injury updates for the Nashville Predators, with Luke Schenn coming off of IR and returning to the lineup. That means only Tommy Novak is on IR, and Glass also on injured reserve for the Nashville Predators. Now, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins, then we'll get into the matchup between these two teams. The Pittsburgh Penguins have skated in 20 games this season, also have an identical record of 10-10-0. They have 20 points, but they are in 6th place in the Metropolitan Division, so the only difference between the East Conference Pittsburgh Penguins and the Western Conference Nashville Predators is 5th place versus 6th place for having the same exact record, same number of points. In their most recent stretch of action, well, before that, let's talk about their road record. 5-4 on the road. Impressive record overall for the Penguins. 63 goals for on the season, 52 goals against. That's a goal differential of +11. The Preds have a goal differential of +3. Now, for that most recent stretch of games for the Pittsburgh Penguins, we go back 5. 11-18 is where we'll start. That'll be a 4-2 loss at the Carolina Hurricanes, followed up the next day on the 19th with a 3-0 win versus the Vegas Golden Knights. That's an impressive victory right there on the 22nd of November. A 1-0 loss versus the New York Rangers on home ice on the 24th of November. A 3-2 loss at the Buffalo Sabres. And most recently, a 3-2 victory versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, taking a look inside the matchup and the individual rankings for these particular teams, goals for the Nashville Predators, 3.35 per game is 13th best in the league, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are generating 3.15 per game. That is 17th best in the NHL. In the goals against category, the Nashville Predators are giving up 3.2 per game. That's 17th, while the Pittsburgh Penguins impressively only giving up 2.6 per game. That is 6th best overall in the entirety of the National Hockey League. In the shots for category, Preds generating 31.3 on net per game. That's 15th best, right there in the middle of the pack, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are generating 33.9 shots on net per game. That is the best overall ranking, first in the NHL. Shots against, Preds are giving up 30.3. That's 16th, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are giving up 31.2. That is 20th rated in the league. Special teams, the Nashville Predators power play converting at 20.7%. That is 17th overall in the National Hockey League, while the Pittsburgh Penguins, you would expect a much higher number of this, only a 12.5% conversion rate. That's 26th in the league. They've only converted 7 times out of 56 power play opportunities on the season. When it comes to the penalty kill, well, the Nashville Predators have not been very good this season. 77.7% is their kill rate. That's 29th in the league. They've given up 18 power play goals against, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are 7th best in the penalty kill category, giving up only 9 power play goals against this season and a kill rate of 85.7%. Now, it's not going to surprise you when we get into the top 5 individual scores for each of these teams. When I talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins, to find out that Sidney Crosby is leading the Pittsburgh Penguins in scoring, 13 goals, 11 assists, 24 points. He just continues rolling on his career, and he always has good games against the Nashville Predators, especially at Bridgestone Arena. So be aware of that. Sidney Crosby, 13-11 for 24 on the season. Jake Gensel, 7-16 for 23. Evgeny Malkin, 9-9 for 18. Carlson, he's the new addition to the Penguins this season, 6-12 for 18. Roman Josi versus Carlson. I usually like that matchup. Usually a lot of fun. Rust, 9-7 for 16 on the season. That's your top 5 scores for the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's Sidney Crosby. He just doesn't seem to age. Philip Forsberg, 11 goals and 14 assists, has 25 points. He would be the overall leader amongst the match between these two. One more point than Sidney Crosby. O'Reilly at 10 goals and 8 assists for 18 points. The captain, Roman Josi, is at 4-11 for 15. Gus Nyquist, 3-12 for 15. And Tommy Novak, still 5th on the team in scoring, even though he's been out on IR now for a little while. 6-6 for 12 points overall. Expected and anticipated goaltending matchup sees UC Saros in net for the Nashville Predators with a record of 7-9-0, 8.98 save percentage, which is actually better than it's been, a 3.05 goals against average. Yes, those numbers still need to improve, but the overall record has certainly improved in these last couple of starts. Tristan Jarry is 7-8-0 on the season, 9.18 save percentage, 2.44 goals against average. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators Pittsburgh Penguins, first of 2 regular season meetings. The Nashville Predators are absolutely red hot right now and putting up some incredible numbers on home ice with a record of 7-4 through the first 20 games of the season. We got to go back and talk about what happened between the Nashville Predators and the Winnipeg Jets. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You give us 10 minutes, we'll give you the entire game. Let's go all the way back to November the 26th of the year 2023, when the Nashville Preds were welcoming in the Winnipeg Jets for their first trip to Bridgestone Arena this year. Head coach Andrew Rennett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist; Sherwood, Parson, and Evangelista; Trennan, Sissons, and Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. The reason there is a blank spot there is because the Predators are going with just 11 forwards in this game, going with 7 defensemen: McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carey, Stastny and Barry, and Luke Shen off of IR. He's back in the lineup. UC Saros gets the start against the red-hot Winnipeg Jets. We started 3:53 of the first period, and it's Brossoit coming up with a save on McDonough. It's the first shot on goal of the game, taking almost 4 minutes to get that first shot. 4:08 of the first period, Brossoit comes up with a save on Forsberg at 4:42. UC Saros comes with a save on Nino Niederreiter. First save of the game for UC Saros at 4:58 of the first period. Brossoit coming up with a save on Philip Tomasino at 6:46. Saros comes with a save on Cole Perfetti with the kickout. 7:26. Saros a save on DeMello. And then at 7:33, UC Saros comes up with an incredible sequence: a save on Iafallo, plus his rebound follow-up, plus Scheifele after that, plus Morrissey after that. In total, 5 saves in 13 seconds, and not a single one of them was easy. All incredibly strong saves by the netminder for the Nashville Predators. At 11:17 of the first period, Brossoit comes up with a save on Luzon, with Forsberg setting the screen and the good traffic in front. 13:13 of the first period, Saros back to work with another save, this time coming up on Barron. 14:04, Saros another save on Schmidt at 15:14 of the first period. It's Brossoit coming up with a save on Gus Nyquist. 17:25 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Connor at close range. Rebound control, incredible right here, managed to hold on to the puck as his body was falling over. At 17:37 of this first period, Brossoit comes with a save on O'Reilly. It was easily the best chance of the first period for the Nashville Predators on offense. At 18:50 of the first period, Brossoit coming with a save on Tomasino at close range. Philip Tomasino having a really good, strong start to this game. At 19:41 of the first period, with just 19 seconds to go, it's Yakov Trennan scoring his 4th goal of the season to start scoring this game and give the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead. It was a rebound putback of Yossi's shot that went off of the pad. Some would say that was an intentional redirect off of the goaltender's pad over to Yakov Trennan. It was so clean and so smooth. Trennan was able to just finish by putting the puck into the empty net for his 4th goal in 5 games. Yakov Trennan gets the Preds on the board first, and we know what they say about those goals in the final minute of a period: always big momentum swinging goals. So for the Nashville Predators, who were outshot massively in the first part of the period, they end up almost tying it up on shots on goal. Winnipeg outshoots the Preds 14-13 here in the first period, but the Preds get the only goal coming with just 19 seconds to go. We flip over to the clean sheet of the second period. We're only 27 seconds in. It's UC Saros back to work, coming up with a save on Connor, but 1:25 seconds into the second period, it's the captain Roman Yossi with his 4th goal of the season, giving the Predators a 2-0 lead. He throws the puck at the net from the half wall. It absolutely catches Brossoit off guard as he just seemed to lose focus for just a second. Yossi threw some layers of traffic, but the sharp angle from the half wall and just the toss towards the net seemed to catch everybody just a little bit off guard. Nashville Predators now have a 2-0 lead on the captain's 4th goal of the season. At 4:36 of the second period, Brossoit coming up with a save on Nyquist at 6:10 of the second period. Nemesnikov coming up with a penalty, 2 minutes for tripping. Philip Tomasino again out there buzzing all over the rink and getting the work done, earning this power play for his Nashville Predators team. And that's where Gus Nyquist goes to work, coming up with his 3rd goal of the season to give Nashville a 3-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets. And now this was just a perfect redirect. Philip Forsberg's shot passed diagonally across to Nyquist for the easy redirect, and it was one professional redirect into the net. Preds lead 3-0 here in the second period. 7:22 of the second period. UC Saros coming up with a save on Scheifele's partial breakaway. A terrible line change by the Nashville Predators. I wrote bad line change here, but it was a terrible line change, leaving one of the most dangerous players on the Winnipeg Jets all alone for a scoring opportunity. UC Saros bails his teammates out right here in the second period. 8:29 of the second period. Sherwood off to the box. 2 minutes for roughing. Kind of a soft call, but it was a retaliation. Remember, you want to initiate, not retaliate. So a bit of a soft call for roughing here on Sherwood. We would see an excellent PK by the Nashville Predators. They would not give up a single shot on goal, and you got to credit to Gus Nyquist for the hard work that he put in during this penalty killing shift. After the power play is over for the Winnipeg Jets, UC Saros is back to work. 11:02 of the second period. Saros comes with a save on Appleton. 12:38. Saros comes with a save on Morrissey at 13:12 of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Connor. 13:43. Brossoit gets a chance to go back to work. He comes up with a save on Cole Smith at 14:33. We see Morrissey off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. We see Nyquist hit the post. A golden and glorious scoring opportunity for Gus Nyquist and the Nashville Predators on this man advantage. They could not convert. As a matter of fact, that would be their best scoring opportunity, as they would not generate a single shot on goal. No, the hit post does not count as a shot on goal. So Winnipeg credited with a very strong penalty kill over this course of this 2 minutes. 16:43 of the second period. UC Saros coming with save on Connor off of the rush at 18:42 of the second. Brossoit, one more save on Parson. We hit the end of the second period. The Winnipeg Jets continuing to put quite a bit of shots on net, now up to 23 for the game. The Nashville Predators only 4 shots on goal in the second period, only 4, but they were able to score 2 times in the second period, extending their lead to 3-0. The Preds now 17 shots on goal through 2 periods. We are on to the clean sheet for the third period. 41 seconds in. Brossoit coming up with a save on Trenton. Brossoit then comes with a save on Yossi at the 124 mark, at the 229 mark. Saros comes with a save on Morrissey. We flip things over to the back of the sheet to see how this game works itself out. 2:47 now into the third period. And it's Brossoit coming with a save on Gus Nyquist again. That pest Nyquist out there in this game. 6:07 after a couple of quiet shifts. UC Saros comes with a save on Iafallo at 6:17. Brossoit comes with a save on Philip Tomasino. 7:16. Saros save on Nino Niederreiter. 8:03 out of the third period. Brossoit comes up with a save on Tyson Barry's long and heavy shot at 9:55 right here at the midpoint of the period. It's Brossoit coming with a save on Tomasino, plus his rebound follow-up again. Philip Tomasino was just buzzing in this game. At 10:28 of the third period, right after the TV timeout, it's Morrissey just finds himself suddenly in alone and gets a great scoring opportunity. He converts. How it unfolded was off of the rush, looking to make the pass across the zone. It was McDonough blocking the pass. The puck goes right back to Morrissey. Morrissey catches Saros leaning to the other side, following where the pass was going, and Morrissey ends up with an easy finish following his own play to the net. His 4th goal of the season gets Winnipeg on the board. 3-1 now in favor of Nashville here in the third period. At 11:04 of the third period, it's Stastny off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. That goal for Winnipeg did give them a little bit of momentum. Now they're going on the power play, and they are converting immediately as Cole Perfetti scores his 7th goal of the season, making the score now 3-2 in favor of the Nashville Predators. So Winnipeg 2 goals in just a matter of seconds. The wrist shot comes from the circle off of a cross-zone feed. The Winnipeg Jets just owned the weak side of the zone right here. The Nashville Predators just did not have enough defenders to help in any way, and Perfetti is able to pick his shot from the circle, and UC Saros is beaten on this one. But at 11:56 of the third period, UC Saros would come up with a save on the Mets of the Coffin at 15:13 after a couple of quiet shifts. Saros would come up with another save on Nino Niederreiter in this game at 15:33. Saros comes up with a save on Connor at 17:25. UC Saros comes up with a save on Nemestikov again at 18:49 with the extra attacker on. Saros comes up with a save on Morrissey, and over the course of the final minute, the Nashville Predators are able to bend, not break, with the extra attacker on for the Winnipeg Jets. The Preds took a couple of shots, took a couple of icings, but were able to keep Winnipeg largely to the outside. Highly competitive sticks in the final minute of the game. The crowd rising to their feet and knowing what's coming. The Nashville Predators at the horn win this game 3-2. A highly emotional game here in the third period. So the Nashville Predators scored a 3-2 victory on home ice. Winnipeg outshoots Nashville 34-27, and it was UC Saros in the first period keeping the Nashville Predators in this game in the first 10 minutes of it, and then the Predators offense coming alive just long enough to get a lead and then strapping in and hanging on like it was a roller coaster ride here for the third period. Winnipeg scoring those 2 goals to make it very interesting, and they had opportunities down the stretch. As you heard, UC Saros making plenty of saves there in the third period as the Winnipeg Jets go from 23 shots on goal to 34 shots on goal. UC Saros gives up 2 there in the third period, but Saros played a tremendous game, and the Nashville Predators beat a really good Winnipeg Jets team, but a really good and red-hot Winnipeg Jets Jets team at this time in the season. Matter of fact, they were tied in points for first in the Central Division. You gave us 10 minutes, and we gave you the entire game. We call it the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. We've got the box score. We've got analysis. We've got opinion. We've got stats, and so much more coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast, episode number 826. That was the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. Now time for some full analysis. We'll start net like we always do with UC Saros, 32 out of 34 in this game. And I made the note that he kept the team in it early and he kept the team in it late. Yeah, he had to work throughout the entirety of this game, but an incredible amount of saves in the first period. The sequence that he had in the first period, he came up with 5 saves in 13 seconds to keep the Winnipeg Jets off of the board. The first period, a very, very tough, hard-working period for UC Saros, and he kept his team in it. And then once it was a one-goal game in the third period, he had to do quite a bit of work down the stretch right there, coming up with numerous saves in the final 6 minutes of regulation to secure the one-goal victory, and he is improving as of late. The overall season numbers are not that great, but the record is starting to look a lot better. So UC Saros, 32 out of 34, 2 goals against, 1 on the power play, 1 a broken play. Not a big deal. He gets a victory against a very, very good, red-hot Winnipeg Jets team. The captain, Roman Josi, leading the way with a goal and 2 assists for 3 points, 4 shots on goal, 22-24 in total time on ice, and a dominant performance by the captain. The goal that he scores in this one, he just threw it at the net from the half wall, kind of a sharp angle shot, not much to it, but he gets the job done right there. The passing was otherworldly distribution in this game. He comes away with 3 points, and again, the captain, Roman Josi, absolutely led the way from start to finish in this game for the Nashville Preds. And against a team as good as the Winnipeg Jets, your captain and your best players are going to have to be the players that step up. Nyquist, also a part of the first line. He picks up a goal in this game, 4 shots on goal. Now 15 points in 20 games. And listen, I questioned where he was going to fit in with his team when he was signed, as a lot of people did. I wasn't exclusive to that opinion, but Nyquist is a great fit for this Nashville Preds team, and he is putting up numbers that were unexpected and filling in on the first line. Not filling in anymore. He has become a permanent fixture on the first line with O'Reilly and Forsberg, and all of them are performing at quite a high level offensively. So Nyquist picks up a goal and 4 shots on goal in this game, and his 15 points in 20 games are fitting in incredibly nicely. And he just goes about it in a very straight line way. There's not a lot of fancy finesse. He goes to the hard areas. He works hard. He puts the puck on the net with regularity. I like the way Nyquist has played for this Nashville Preds team through the first 20 games of the season. Wow, Yakov Trenin looked like a terrible hockey player through the first 13, 14 games of the season. Has absolutely turned things around now. 4th goal in 5 games, picks up 1 goal in this game, 5 hits as well, and I made the note that he's back. We've seen it now. Yakov Trenin is playing at the level that we have come to love and expect. He is one of those players that's just a cult hero up in the upper decks. They love a guy who brings the jam the way Yakov Trenin does, and he's been part of the herd line and part of those different physical concepts for this Nashville Preds for a couple of seasons now, and he is really, really coming into his own. A goal in this game again. 4 goals in 5 games after not registering a point for the first 14 games of the season. So Yakov Trenin, great to see him back. Great to see him bringing the jam as often as he is right now. The Nashville Predators will go far if Yakov Trenin continues playing at the rate and that he has been playing at. let's talk about Philip Tomasino. 5 shots on goal in this game, 15-29 time on ice. He did not get on the score sheet, but I've got to tell you, he was noticeable all night long, everywhere on the ice in this game. He was playing with a compete and battle level that just seemed to be one notch higher than almost everybody else on the ice. In the first period, when the Preds were getting run around, Tomasino was one of the only Predators that was noticeable in that particular time period of the game. And at other points in the game, Tomasino looked outstanding, going hard in the walls, the corners, going to battle, competing for pucks, and he did a great job. Philip Tomasino, not on the score sheet, but deserves recognition for the overall performance. You may say he's had better games because he's had a goal or he's had points, but I say from start to finish, this was quite possibly Philip Tomasino's best game of the entire season, and I cannot wait to see how he continues to springboard this from level to level moving forward. And we have to talk about Schenn getting back in the lineup. He's been out on injured reserve since the first game of the season, so missed 18 games, gets back in the lineup, goes 12:05 in time on ice in his return. Listen, there's absolutely nothing notable or remarkable, except I can say it was a better performance than the first game of the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning, because Schenn wasn't pushed around, backed into the zone, and wasn't responsible for numerous goals against. All of that now long forgotten. His second game with the Nashville Predators certainly much better than his first game. Again, not much on the stat sheet, 12:05 in total time on ice, 25 seconds out there on the penalty kill, and he effectively served as the 7th defenseman in this game. Now listen, I just want to comment on that real quick. 11 forwards, 7 defensemen, not something you see very often from the Nashville Predators. As a matter of fact, I was trying to think when the last time we saw that was. I think it might have been under Barry Trotz, the last time we saw 11 forwards, 7D in the lineup. So the Predators go with 11 forwards, 7D, and it works out for Andrew Brunette in this game. The Winnipeg Jets are a very good, very fast, very physical team, and the Nashville Predators 7D certainly helped them out in this one. Mostly, this was to get Schenn a game without putting a bunch of pressure on him, make him the 7th D, and the Nashville Predators have plenty of young forwards that can skate plenty of ice time and make up for that one absence in the forward roster right there. So it worked out for Andrew Brunette in this game, and that's a good coaching strategy, and also gets Schenn a game under his belt where now he can start to round back into form. Let's take a quick break. Let's hear from Stripe Digital Solutions. Stripe Digital, you talk about coming through and helping out the show all weekend long with all the different technical difficulties, all the computer issues, all of the things that we have had. Stripe Digital Solutions has gone a little bit outside the normal boundaries of what they can even provide for each and every customer, but just willing to help us out here and help us get through a really difficult period. Stripe Digital is just a great partner and a great friend of the show, and I just want to take an extra couple seconds to point out that recognition. So let's hear from Stripe Digital. Let's hear from our other great sponsors. We'll be back with the good cold hard numbers called the Box Score on the Renegades of Puck podcast right after this. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in. Let's get started with the numbers. When it comes to the box score, going down the goal category for your own Nashville Predators, Nyquist picks up a goal in this game. Trennan picks up a goal in this game. The captain, Romeo also picks up 1 goal in this game. Romeo paces the Nashville Predators with assists with 2. Also, Ryan McDonough picks up an assist in this game. On the forward side of things, Sherwood picks up an assist, and Philip Forsberg picks up an assist, his 25th point of the season. I'll have more on that coming up here in just a minute. Shots on goal. It was Philip Tomasino's 5 shots on goal. I told you he was noticeable in every way in this game. He led the team in shots on goal. The captain, Romeo, had 4. Nyquist also had 4 shots on goal to pace the Nashville Predators. When it comes to block shots, you've got a trio that had 2 each. Roman Josi, Ryan McDonough, and Stastny actually had 3 block shots. Sorry, I circled that poorly. 3 block shots for Stastny led the Nashville Predators, followed by McDonough and Josi with 2 each. When it comes to the physical category, Nashville Predators stepped up in this game. Luzon with 6 hits, and then it was Trennan with 5, McCarron with 5, and Sherwood with 4 in this game. Impressive physical output by the Nashville Predators in this game. Time on ice leaders. Now, this is interesting to take a look at since it was 11D, 7 defensemen. How did this break down? And it broke down as you actually might expect. 21:08 went to Ryan O'Reilly. He picked up a little bit of extra time. Philip Forsberg also picks up a little extra time at 20:45. Everybody else for the Nashville Predators under 20 minutes as far as the forward grouping goes. On the defensive side of things, adding a 7th defenseman didn't stop Roman Josi from leading the team in total time on ice. 22:24. McDonough had 22:20, and then Luzon had 20:03 in total time on ice. All the other defensemen come in at under 20 minutes. Stastny, 11:39, had the least amount of ice time amongst Nashville Predators blue liners in this game, but still led the team with 3 block shots. When it comes to special teams, time on ice leaders on your power play, Philip Forsberg 119 and Gus Nyquist 117 and Roman Josi 113. On the penalty kill, Ryan McDonough had 116 and Jakob Trennan had 112. Nyquist only out there for 28 seconds on the penalty kill, but he was highly effective in his 28 seconds. Now, a couple other numbers of note from the box score before we close out the numbers. The Predators power play in this game, 1 of 2. Their penalty kill also 1 of 2, so they break even on special teams. Their face-off winning percentage also breaks even, right down the middle, 50%. The Preds did manage to put up 28 hits in this game. That's good. That's an increase from where they've been the last couple of games. 13 block shots, 8 takeaways, and 13 giveaways. I don't like those 13 giveaways, but a lot of that was starting to happen as the Winnipeg Jets were gaining their momentum in the first period, and then when they were gaining their momentum in the final minutes of the game when it was a 1-goal game again. So that's going to do it for the box score. UC Saros. I didn't mention UC Saros in the box score. I need to do that. 32-34, 2 goals against, a .941 save percentage for this individual game. 31 even strength saves, 1 shorthanded save. Did not have to make a power play save against. Now, that officially does it for the box score, and we've got to close this show out, and it's going to lead to more numbers, so let's go right into it. Philip Forsberg, at this point in the season, has 20 games played for the Nashville Predators, 11 goals, 14 assists for 25 points. Now, he is in rare air in franchise history with these particular numbers. 25 points means he's only the 2nd player in franchise history to generate 25 points in 20 games. Now, I know who the other player was because I covered this player and I covered this particular season. I think the credential is hanging up right over here. In 2006-2007, Steve Sullivan also put up 25 points in 20 games. Of course, Steve Sullivan went on to put on, up at that time in history, one of the Nashville Predators' best offensive seasons overall. There's no doubt in my mind Philip Forsberg can far eclipse what Steve Sullivan did that year. Philip Forsberg through 20 games is at 25 points. That means he is on pace for a 100-point season. Nashville Predators have never had a 100-point scorer for a season. Now, it's going to take consistency, which is the one thing Philip Forsberg has only been able to do once in his career when he was a 40-goal scorer, but consistency and number of assists, those are the 2 things that have eluded Philip Forsberg in stopping him from becoming a 80, 90, 100-point scorer for the Nashville Predators. We know he's capable of scoring 40 goals. We know he's capable of doing that on a regular basis, but now he's added distribution service to what he's doing, and with brand new line mates that you would think still gaining chemistry with in O'Reilly and Nyquist, but the 3 of them obviously playing good. Forsberg has 25 points, O'Reilly has 18 points, Nyquist has 15 points. That's your top 3 scorers on the team, and they didn't even start out the season together. So Philip Forsberg right now is doing rare things. His 11 goals obviously has him potentially on pace for a 40-goal season. His 25 points has him potentially on pace for a 100-point season. And this would be historic in every single way. So he could break basically every single franchise record when it comes to offense. We've always known Philip Forsberg was the most special and most gifted and most skilled forward to ever play for the Nashville Predators. And he has an opportunity now to do a very special thing if he can continue the consistency, which again has eluded him for much of his career. So has good health for an entire 82-game season. I hope he makes that run. I hope he breaks all those records because it sure as hell would be a lot of fun fun to talk about. But Philip Forsberg, second player in Nashville Predators franchise history to get 25 points in 20 games, joining Steve Sullivan, one of the Nashville Predators franchise all-time favorites, and Philip Forsberg is certainly that as well. So we're going to close it out on that note, but for Philip Forsberg, I hope he continues his pace all season long, because again, it would be tremendous amounts of fun. It'd be good for business as well here for the Renegades of Puck. I appreciate each and every one of you out there. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your viewership. And most importantly, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you enjoy the brand new set. Take a look at our Renegades of Puck Christmas tree, all of our Renegades of Puck decorations. We even got our brand new Christmas jam box up here with the antenna up and ready to go. So that's going to do it for Operation Number 826. Glad you enjoyed the new set. Glad you're enjoying the show. And thank you so much for helping us go from local to global this year and reach 7 million. That's what we're just about to eclipse, 7 million downloads and replays for the year 2023. It's a special number because we never thought we would get there in this particular year after getting to only 1 million just last year. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.